And I'm just like, okay. All right. Because mind you, Dougie is a stud. I did not tell y'all this, but Dougie is a stud. Like, she is, uh, yeah, she's a stud. So she cuddled me, and we're sitting there and we're just talking about life and like what brought her to want to come visit, because she had some personal stuff going on that she was just trying to, clear her mind from, and she was just coming down here to let loose and, be free of that just for a little bit temporarily. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just sitting there like listening to her, like trying to offer her some advice when I felt like she was asking for some advice, but mostly just like listening. Cause I'm just like, all right, just talk to me. Cause I've learned that when people just start like rambling and venting, sometimes they solve their own problems just by talking it out. Like after they say something, they're like, oh, I know what I need to do. So that's why majority of the time I sit there and I listen, because sometimes it can work itself out by just talking. So we just sitting there talking, whatever. Marlin came back in the room from in the shower, and he looked at us. He said, "Oh, the girls are getting along." And I'm looking, I'm just like, yeah. And then he come to try to get in the bed, but he tried to get in between me and Dougie, like in the middle. So I scoot over because I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever, get in between. And Dougie was like, no, let Key stay in the middle. And I'm like, all right, are we sleeping all? Are we all sleeping in this bed together tonight? Because if so, I don't know if that's how it works. Because on TV, I ain't never seen it happen that way. Normally, I just see like after the scenes, everybody just fall asleep. I ain't never seen like the process of them falling asleep. So me, this is like, is this how it goes? So you gonna fight over who goes in the middle? I ain't gotta be in the middle. Like I could be on the end with Marlon behind me with Marlon in the middle. Like I do not care. But they wanted me to stay in the middle, and Martin was like, yeah, she can stay in the middle. Stayed in the middle. So that night I was sandwiched and cuddled by two individuals throughout the night. It was kind of nice though. I ain't gonna lie. It was nice. So the next morning when we woke up, Marlon was just like, let's go grab some breakfast at the French spot I took you to the first time that we went to breakfast. I was like, all right, okay, yeah, we can go there because I like their breakfast sandwiches. And he was just like, yeah, let's see what Ronnie doing today. Let's call Ronnie, invite him over, and like we'll do something. He's like, because after that I kind of want to go to the gun range, and then like we can go to the beach, like just chill at the beach. I was just like, okay, I'll call Ronnie and see, like, what he wanted to do. What he wanted, if he want to, come out with us. And he was like, all right, yeah, do that. So Dougie got up out the bed, and she was just like, hold on, I got to go make a phone call. So she stepped outside. When she stepped outside, it was just me and Marlon laying in the bed, like finalizing everything, like looking at the time to see like when the gun range was opening, and like, when we can go and, do that. So he was just like, look, can I be honest with you? And I was like, yeah, what's up? He was like, last night I had to remember that Dougie was a female. I'm like, what you mean you had to remember that Dougie was a female? He was like, when she was dying there on you, I ain't never seen you, woohoo, so hard. And I'm like, huh? Cause I'm in my mind, I'm embarrassed. Cause I remember like, yo, you were watching me and like, oh my god, oh that's embarrassing. I'm a little shy. Y'all know I'm shy. So I'm just like, what do you mean? He was just like, you don't woohoo that hard for me. I haven't experienced that. And I was just like, I think cause I was drunk. He was like, but you always been drunk with me. So I felt some type of way. So that's why I was like, I had to remind myself that Dougie was a female. That's why you see me like going over to her and just slapping her ass. Because I had to like remind myself, like, you a female, tighten up. And I just like, okay. And he's like, and then you were bleeding and she was just licking her face like that. I'm like, yeah, that was crazy. He was just like, yeah, nah, I don't. Mm-mm. He was like, but did you have fun? I was like, it was cool. It was straight. It was straight. He was like, you gonna tell Ronnie down? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I may tell Ronnie, but in my mind, I'm just like, if I tell somebody or not, like, why does it matter? Like, what? Like, why does it matter? So we get up, put our clothes on, go to the breakfast spot. In front of the breakfast spot, me, Marlin, and Dougie end up going to the gun range. After the gun range, I finally got a call back from Running because I did call him on the way to the gun range to see what he was up to, and he didn't answer. So I finally got a call back from Running and was just like, hey, we're about to go to the beach. Do you want to come? And he was just like, yeah. I was like, all right, so we're about to come pick you up. So we leave the gun range, go to Running's house, pick him up, go to the beach. While we're out on the beach, while we're parking at the beach, Marlon was just like, all right, I'm going to get all my beach gear out the car. Because he had a full-on beach set with the chairs, the umbrella, the blanket, and everything in his trunk. Like, in his trunk. So, we already had all of that set up. So, he was just like, he finna go out on the beach to find a spot. And he was like, he'll meet us out there. He's like, he'll let me know which spot he's at, and we'll go from there. I'm like, all right, cool. So, he was like, do you and Ronnie want to go and grab some drinks at the pier? I was like, yeah, we'll grab some drinks. And he handed me his card. I was like, I got it. I got it. And we walked off. So when we started walking, I looked at Ronnie. I was like, bitch. He was like, bitch, what? I was like, get what happened last night? He was like, what? I was like, me, Marlin, and Dougie? He was like, you, Marlin, and Dougie, what? I'm like, me, Marlin, and Dougie, you know. He was like, bitch. I'm like, yeah. He's like, how was it? I was like, I mean, I guess it was okay. It was fine. I mean, it was fine. I was like, couldn't really do nothing with Dougie too much because, she started her period. And he was like, oh, okay. All right. He's like, look at you, just letting loose. I'm like, it ain't even nothing like that. I'm like, it ain't even nothing like that. It just kind of like happened. And he was like, bitch, I could kind of figure that something had happened just the way that like she was just looking at you. And I was just like, looking at me, how? What you mean? He was like, just the way like the energy, I could feel. I knew that something had happened. I was like, yeah. So we done got our drinks, go back to the beach. We find Marlin and Dougie. They had everything set up. And when we got there, like Marlin, like we saw them, but Marlin had like walked off and he was on the phone. So I'm just like, all right, cool. We go sit down. I was laying on the blanket. Ronnie was sitting in one of the little chairs and right beside Dougie. And like we were just sitting there vibing, talking, and Dougie was saying like how like she is so glad that like Marlin met me because I'm like I seem like an amazing woman that'll do him some good and this and that. And I was just like, okay, I'm listening, like just basking in it, just like ooh, cause she was just like I could just tell like it's something there. Like just watching y'all together interact together is so beautiful. Like y'all are just so beautiful together. Like what y'all are creating is just so beautiful. And I'm just like, yeah. Like just sit there just listening. And then but I'm trying to pay attention to like Marlin because he off on the side on the phone, and you can tell by his body language that he is upset. And I'm just like, what's going on with that over there? Like what's up? So he ended up finishing his conversation and walking back over to where we were. And when he walked back over, you could like see it on his face that he was upset about something. And then he sat down in the chair. He was just like, I'm sorry, guy. I apologize. I'm being a bad host right now. I apologize. I'm like, you're fine. Like you good. I was like, what's up? What's wrong? He's like, nothing. And then Dougie looked at him. He looked at Dougie. And I looked at them because I'm just like, nah, what the fuck going on? Like, yeah, y'all giving each other looks because what? And he was just like, it's not nothing. It's just bullshit with my ex. Just bullshit with my ex. And I'm like, oh, what ex? Like, what bullshit? He was just like, it's nothing. I don't want to ruin this day. It's such a marvelous day, beautiful day. Ronnie, how you doing? Like, he was really deflecting. And I'm just like, And then his phone started ringing. And I snapped my head and I'm looking because I'm like, you was mad on the phone earlier, and then you said it's some bullshit with your ex, and now your phone ringing again. I'm just like, I know we not together, but I'm starting to become a little jealous, cause what? Like what you doing right now? So his phone go to ringing, and he look at it, and he was just like, nah, this just my tier 1 friend. I'm like, Your tier one friend. He's like, yeah, this is Hazel. Hold on 1 second. He was like, hey Hazel, I'm at the beach with Key and Dougie, and then I guess she was trying to continue on the conversation, and he was just like, I'm gonna just call you back later. I'm gonna call you back later, okay? And then he hung up the phone. Well, he said much love, and then hung up the phone. And I'm looking, and he was like, yeah, that was Hazel. That's my best friend Hazel. I'm like, okay, but what's going on with you? I need you to talk to me. Like what's up? He was like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ruin the vibe or anything. It's just some stuff I had going on with my ex, and I'm just out of $150. I'm like, what you mean that you're out of $150? He was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed to say. I'm like, what? Like what with your ex? Like, you must send the money. He was like, no. It ain't nothing like that. I didn't send her money. It's that she just did me so wrong. I'm like, okay, we've already established that. Like, she did me so wrong. And like, I need to get I feel like I need to get my revenge, or I need to get some sort of closure. And it just seems like she don't care. And that's when I sat up, because at this point I'm just like, oh, you one of those ones that's still tied on your ex. Like, nah, this ain't gonna work. Because in my mind, I was just like, oh, let me undo everything that I've done this week and be like, hell no. Nah. And he was like, but then, like, I was thinking about her so hard, ready to go to Kenya, because I'm supposed to be going to Kenya at the end of September, and I was so ready to go, and then I met you, and you were just so amazing, like, and I'm just like kicking myself in the ass, because why am I thinking about her when I got this amazing female right in front of me? And I'm just like, okay, so what you mean you out of $150? He was like, well, I wanted to see what she was doing on her WhatsApp. I was like, okay, like the guys that she was talking to, like who she cheated. Like, I know who she cheated on me with, because I had a conversation with him. And I'm like, you had a conversation with him? He was like, yeah, but I got a hold of this. He put me in contact with this person that can hack WhatsApp accounts, and it cost me $150.